What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. I hope everybody enjoyed all of the college football goodness yesterday. Good slate here for us in the WNBA streets. Let's do a quick rundown on these four games. Then we'll answer as many questions, whatever you guys got. Uh, Starting with this first game, I'm not confident that this game stays competitive. On the Chicago side, we already got news Kennedy Carter will remain out, health and safety protocols. I guess you can play Rachel Banham. She's a fine value play. I'm not crazy about her. She's super score independent and can get pulled if she's not hitting her shots. DeShields and Mo Jefferson should play 10 to 13 minutes off the bench. They're fine. I don't think you need to go there with other value on the slate. Everyone else, I'm pretty much out on. Like, you can take shots on like Lindsey Allen if you think she's going to hit her shots. Cardoso's fine for tournaments. Reese, I'm just not going there. Tough matchup, and the slate is loaded with top-end plays. On the Minnesota side, if you think this game stays competitive, Nafisa Collier should absolutely smash. Only worry is the possibility of a blowout and her minutes getting limited. Alana Smith already got news that she is out for today. I love Misha Hines-Allen. I love Dorky Uhas. I don't know who's going to start. I lean Misha Hines-Allen. We'll see here in just a few minutes. Should get that news pretty quick. But like both of them, two of the best value plays in the slate. Should open up a few minutes for Diamond Miller and Zandalasini. Peely, I'm not going there. Heidemann should play around 15 minutes. Then like Carrollton McBride, both of them look fine. They're 3-and-D players. Blowout risk, so a little bit less tournament interest in those two than normal. Courtney Williams, she's fine. I'm not crazy about playing her. On to the fantasy carnival game of the day, Indiana at Dallas. On the Indiana side, Caitlin Clark, 12.1K, one of the best tournament plays in the slate, had 19 assists last time these teams matched up. She's just going to go crazy. So we just got the link starters. Dorka is starting, so we'll finish this, and then I'm sure I'll have a bunch of Dorka questions. Caitlin Clark looks great. Leah Boston looks great. Fantastic bounce back spot for Boston. She went for 50+ when they played right before the Olympic break. Kelsey Mitchell, tough to pay $9,500 for her, but she looks good at her price because this game has a 180 something total. Both teams should end up in the 90s. Just ridiculous upside in this game. Melissa Smith, not crazy about her with this value opening up, but at 6,600, if she can stay out of foul trouble and play reasonable defense, she should play around 20 minutes. Lexi Hull, fine value play. Fag Benlay, fine value play. Everyone else, I'm out on. On the Dallas side, Uzan and Sheldon are pretty much like whoever starts, it's crazy. Whoever starts has been playing poorly, and then whoever comes off the bench has been playing better. If Uzan continues to come off the bench, I think she's going to see more minutes. She's played better than Sheldon of late. At her price point, I don't know why she's 3,800. That's a misprice. I think she's a fine play for value. Then you really got like the big four. Tiara McCowan, she's fine, 8,300, not taking a lot of shots, so limits her upside, especially when everyone's healthy. As for their big three, they're going to take all the shots, and Indiana's defense is not to be feared. I love all three. I think all three look fantastic on this slate. They're going to put up 90 points, and 75 to 80% of their shot attempts are probably going to come from those three players. So then you got Aces at Phoenix. On the Aces side, obviously Asia Wilson at the top. If you have the salary to player, you probably should. Jackie Young was out last game for rest. Fully expect her to be back here. She's a fine play for tournaments at 9,800. Kelsey Plum, 8,600. She's fine. I'm not crazy about playing her at 8,600 with the other plays in the slate. Chelsea Gray, fine. Fully expect Clark to net the start again. Hazel moved back to the bench with Jackie Young back. Perfectly fine playing really any of the top six. They're going to get the majority of the minutes. On the Phoenix side, just a lot of tournament plays. BG, always in play for tournaments, has a big ceiling but a lower floor. Same with Kalia Copper. She's going to take a ton of shots. But has been extremely inefficient and really bad for DFS of late. I'm pretty much out on Cloud at 9K. I think DT makes for a great tournament play at 7,600. Sophie coming off the bench at 6,700. She's fine. Mo gets to start again, but is still limited to about 15 to 18 minutes. So don't think you need to go there. Last game of the night, the late window, Atlanta at the Sparks. On the Atlanta side, they're going to run a super tight rotation. Really just these 5 starters that I have interest in. And Naz Hillman interest is not that much. Really just these main 4. Favorite plays, definitely Tina Charles, probably Alicia Gray. She's been a lot more efficient than Ryan Howard, even though Ryan has massive tournament winning upside if her shot's falling because she's taking a lot of them. So really just these top 4 that I have interest there for Atlanta. On the Spark side, oh, good luck. We added another guard to this already abysmal guard rotation. Ari McDonald is back. So her, Odyssey Sims, Ray Burrell, Dangerfield, who probably just DNPs now, Kia Nurse, Zaya Cook probably DNPs. Good luck. If you want to play any of them, be my guest. I'm not. Uru's minutes were down last game. I'm not going there. Talbot's fine at 6,200. She's going to play mid-20s minutes. Stevens' minutes were down last game. I don't know what's going on with this team. The usage is super spread out. If I'm taking shots on anyone, it's probably just like a Rakia Jackson or a Zura Stevens. I just can't play 10-4 for Dearica Hamby when Satu Sabali is cheaper. I can't bring myself to do that. So that is the quick rundown of that. Let's get over here and answer some questions. Let's see here. I think you can, like, if you're just trying to load up on Indiana Dallas, like, I think you can get away from Asia. It's super scary because she's just a usage monster on a team that used to just be super balanced and spread out. She is just dominating the usage on that team with 4 Olympians. They're just running the offense strictly through her. She's a lot harder of a fade for me than Fee because I'm not confident that game stays competitive. So I think you can fade them, but if you are, you need to load up on Indiana Dallas. Like that's the way to fade them, and just hope that game goes berserk. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing her. Like I think that's getting a little too cute. I just don't want to risk it. Like if that game's competitive, she just DNPs and you get a 0 when there's perfectly fine plays. Like I would much rather play Uzan for $600 more, who I know is going to play and who has been playing a lot lately. 17, 21, and 31 the past 3 games. Worst case scenario, she probably splits with JC Sheldon if she plays well, still gets around 20 minutes. Like I would Uzan for 600 more. You got Dorka, who's starting at 4,700. She looks great. I can't get to Peely. I just don't think she's going to play enough. Yep, Dorka starting. She looks very good. I don't ever trust Courtney Williams to score. Like if I'm playing any of her props, I would just play like PRA or rebounds and assists or like fantasy score because she can get you some stocks. I just don't trust her scoring on a game-to-game basis. She could. I'm not that worried about Camila Cardoso eating her up. Cardoso's not much of an offensive threat. Dorka or DeShields, Dorka 100%. MHA or Dorka. Let's see. I'm going to move some numbers around now that we got Dorka starting. I'm going to up her minutes a little bit. And then lower Misha Hines Allen to a couple. All right. Dorka or MHA, I still lean Misha Hines Allen. Like, I still think she's a better fantasy point per minute player. I think they pretty much just split the 5 and roll that way. So I still lean Misha Hines Allen if you have the salary. Bantam or Hull. She's just a lot more consistent, and the minutes are just a lot more consistent. Like my worry with where is she? Bantam is, yeah, she can have a good game. Like here where she put up 31 fantasy points last game in 27 minutes, but the game before that, she only saw 16 minutes because she was absolute dog water out there. She was terrible. And that's the worry with her, is if she's hitting her shots. I mean, she took 15 shots, so that can't really be understated. But if she's not hitting her shots, she very well could get hooked. And if whoever they replace her with plays well, she's just not going to come back to the game. Meanwhile, Lexi Hull, minutes have continued to trend upward, and she's starting, needs to hit her shots as well, but it's the Fantasy Carnival game. So I would much rather just play Lexi Hull, and I'm just much more confident in her minutes. Howard or Tina, I think that's super close. I would probably go Howard just for the game environment. And Howard's been seeing 33, 34 minutes. She's a little bit better of a fantasy point per minute than Tina. Obviously, safety is probably Tina, but upside is Natasha Howard. Like that game is going to be wild. Let's go. Let's get this money. Yeah, Misha Hines-Allen looks great. Even though she's not starting, it should pull her ownership down. She looks really good. Yep, I like Hull. If you're looking for that range of a guard, I would much rather play Lexi Hull over Rachel Banham. I just don't trust. I don't like playing players that are mid 5K that are strictly scoring dependent, and their minutes can fluctuate tremendously. So, yeah, there is a lot of value. So I think it's going to keep like all of them pretty low owned, especially on a 4-gamer. I don't think you're going to see really anyone just balloon crazy. I think if you were, it would probably be Dorka, but I don't even think she's going to get that crazy because there's so much value out there. Uzun, Hull, or Bantam, can you rank them? Uzun, Hull, and Bantam, point per dollar. Like straight up just Uzun, then Hull, then Bantam. Can you play Dorka, MHA together? Yep, you absolutely can play both of them together. Arike 6800 utility or Tina and DT. 6800 is kind of a ghost town. Like, I don't want to play Sophie. I don't want to play Nalissa. I don't want to play Sheldon. I would probably go Charles DT. I'm pretty high on DT today. She plays well at home. It's a good matchup. Ace's defense isn't that good, so I'll go Charles DT. But, yeah, the first part of your question, you absolutely can play Dorka and MHA together. Arike or Fee really just depends if you think Minnesota's game blows out or not. If it does not blow out, I lean Fee over Arike. It is super close. Arike is going to play the entire game, so it don't matter if that game won't blow out. Like, that game will be 98-95. So I still lean Fee if she plays full run. That's the big thing. You have to nail that, because if you play Nafisa Collier and she plays 30 minutes, not her normal 34 to 36, and the game blows out, you're not winning all the money. Fee could have a great game in 30 minutes, but she probably won't be optimal because Arike's up there, Caitlin Clark's up there, Asia's up there. All the spin-ups are going to nuke because Asia Wilson's going to go crazy. Matchup is not to be feared there. And then Indiana and Dallas is just the fantasy carnival. That game is going to go crazy. Dorka or Fagbinlay, Dorka. Playing both MHA. Yep. I don't know if it's optimal, but I definitely have zero issues if you want to play both of them together. I think I have one lineup with both of them in it, but I think Fagbinlay looks pretty solid. I would just prefer like Dorka over. Same thing with like MHA. Like, I would much rather play both of them over. Where is she? Over Fagbinlay. But the deal with her is her minutes are really secure. 16, like 11, yeah, that's not great. 17, 18, she shot abysmally, but she stuffs the stat sheet. She's going to get you all kinds of stats, and at 4,800, I think she's a fine play. I would just play Dorka over just because, like, the minutes should be a little bit better on Dorka. I don't know what is going on. Phone's going crazy. Fagbinley or Dorka, I'll lean Dorka just because she's starting. Outside of CC Sabali, of stacking that game, who else would you not fade? Enrique Howard or Boston? I think the Dallas players. I like Boston. I think she's in a great spot. She's going to be super, super low owned. The condensed usage on that Dallas team, you just can't ignore it. Satu, Enrique, and Howard are eating up 80% of that offensive usage. It's ridiculous. So if I was ranking it, it would be Caitlin Clark, Sabali, Howard point per dollar, then Enrique, and then Boston. She's viable. I mean, her price is okay, but I just don't trust her minutes. They're playing Fagbinley. They're pretty much just splitting Fagbinley and Nalissa Smith. It's pretty much just a straight up split. And if Nalissa gets cooked early by Natasha Howard, which absolutely could happen, or gets in quick foul trouble, she may play 12 minutes. She's not going to run the floor. They're going to need to run the floor. Dallas will just straight up say, cool, we'll play you bucket for bucket and race to 100. Nalissa Smith, that's not the type of game that she likes. McBride Asia or Howard Caitlin Clark. Is that Ryan Howard or Natasha Howard? Probably lean that second one, depending on who it is. If it's I would imagine it's Natasha since it's guard forward. If that's Natasha Howard, Caitlin Clark, I lean that way. Yeah, I would not play Sims at her price with Ari McDonald back. CC and Mishine Allen or Asia and Dorka. Oh man, that's tough. I probably would just go Asia Dorka and just hope Caitlin Clark doesn't go for 70. But Asia's still the best point per dollar play on the slate. It's crazy to say that, but her usage is just insane. So I'd go Asia and Dorka. Rakia or Carrollton, Rakia, Tina Charles or Natasha Howard. I lean Natasha Howard for tournaments. Safety, it's Tina Charles, but I love that Indiana Dallas game. So I think Big T makes for a solid tournament play. My only worry with her is she's not taking a lot of shots, and that does limit her upside at 8,300. She took 13 shots last game, only made 4 of them. She's mostly out there just to grab boards and kick it back out for their usage monsters, 6 shots, 9 shots, 10 shots, 6 shots, 5 shots. She's just the upside that you used to get in Big T is super limited with Satu Sabali back, Natasha Howard back. There's not enough shots to go around for all 4 of them to have ceiling games. Carrollton would not play in a blowout. No, they would play their blowout rotation. Let's look here. It would be Peely, Zambelasini, Miller, Dorka, and Heidemann. Those would be the 5 that would be out there. Enrique Carrollton or Tina Rakia. I would probably go Tina Rakia. I'm a lot more confident in Rakia than Bridget Carrollton. And I think Tina can get close to Enrique as long as Enrique just doesn't nuke. So I'd lean Tina and Rakia there. Oh, no, it's not a bad matchup. BG cannot move laterally whatsoever. Asia will pull her to the free throw line, pump fake, go right around her, and make layups. It'll happen at least 6 times tonight. I think you can fade her. I'm playing her in one of 2 lineups, but it's not a bad matchup versus BG. She will absolutely deep fry Brittany Griner. It won't be pretty. DT Dorka or Alicia Uzin. DT Dorka. I think DT's in for a great game as long as she shoots the ball well. CC and Mishine Zion or Dorka Asia. I think that's pretty close, but I think Dorka Asia edges it. I think Dorka's going to play low to mid 20s minutes, and then Misha Hines-Allen's probably going to see like 20 to 22 minutes. They don't have a lot of bigs, like true bigs, and Chicago will run Angel Reese and Cardoso out there a lot. So you're going to see, if the game's competitive, you're going to see 35 to 36 minutes from Nafisa Collier. So there's 4 minutes to go around there. They're going to go to Misha Hines-Allen. Then whatever minutes Dorka doesn't play, Misha Hines-Allen's going to be out there. So I think both are perfectly viable, especially if you want to play them together. But I'm expecting Dorka around like 24, 25 minutes. Misha Hines-Allen around like 20 to 22, somewhere right around there. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can absolutely stack those two. That game, it's going to be the nuts. Like it's going to go crazy. Alana Smith is out. She is out. Yep. Stars and Scrubs is going to be pretty popular today just because there's so much value. But, I mean, the best plays are making your lineup go Stars and Scrubs, so don't mind that. 5,200 under MHA, Hull, or Timmy. I have Dorka plugged in already. Probably just Misha Hines-Allen. I'm the most confident. She's the best fantasy point per minute player out of those three. And I'm most confident, like, she's going to play 20 to 22 minutes. I think she can do more in those minutes than Timmy Fagbenley for sure. I think the big question is, like, Hines-Allen or Hull. And I would rather play Misha Hines-Allen. Lexi Hull is going to have to guard Satu Sabally. So there is foul concerns there. There's also concerns that, like, Lexi Hull struggles, Gardner, and they have to bring someone in who's a little bit bigger and more physical. So I like MHA out of those three. Yeah, Natasha, I would go Natasha and Caitlin Clark from that question earlier. No. The only thing I want to mention with Uzan is her price is ridiculous. At 3,800, for what she's been doing, 17, 21, and 31. Obviously, like, at 3,800, you need like 11 or 12 fantasy points. The one thing, like, if she starts, she would look amazing. If she doesn't, I still have interest. JC Sheldon has been super bad. Like, this game here against the Sparks, she played well. 23 minutes to 17 for Uzan. Then her minutes started to trend in the wrong direction as she missed all of her shots. And if Sheldon starts hot and plays well, it's going to limit Uzan's minutes. Probably more along the lines of like 22 to 18 or 20 to 20 or 24 to 16. I still think Uzan's playable off the bench. Her range of outcomes is just really, really severe. She could play 16 minutes. She's not a good fantasy point per minute player. So if she plays 16 minutes, you're probably just hoping for like 10 fantasy points. If she gets extended to like high 20s, low 30s, you're hoping for her to get you like 18 to 20 and be a must to make the optimal. So I think she's fine either way. I personally think she starts. She just outplayed Sheldon in every facet of the game the past 3 games. Charles and Fagbenley or Boston and Dantas. Charles and Fagbenley. I do not trust Dantas minutes. She got extended last game because Aaliyah Boston got in foul trouble and was playing very poorly. In the game, like, I think Dantas more than likely, this is her rotation. 6 minutes. This is not the type of game for her. She's not a run up and down the floor as fast as possible player. She can shoot it, though. She can shoot the 3 ball. So when she's out there, she could get there. I just don't want to pay $4,500 for her. So I'd go Charles and Fagbenley. Thoughts on Lindsay Allen? I think she's fine. I'm not expecting her to shoot the lights out again like she just did. So I don't want to go there at 6,900 when this is like a good game for her, like 26 fantasy points, and she still shot really well. Typically, like, this is her upside. It is like this big blow up game where she scored 19 real life points. Anytime she scores in double figures, she's going to have a good game because she can get you the peripheral stats. I just don't think you need to go there on this slate. Oni or Nalissa, I guess I would say Wnba just because like her minutes are a lot more secure and she's been shooting the ball a lot lately. I don't love it though. Like I'm not really that crazy about either of them. Yep. I just don't think they're not going to run Nalissa at the 3. Like that's my only worry with Dantas. She's only going to come in for Boston. Carrollton Hayes or MHA Plum, assuming Jackie will play. I would be floored if she's out again, but if she's out, like Tiffany Hayes would look amazing. But I would much rather just play the safety of Misha Hines Allen and Plum. Thoughts on Rakia? I think she's a solid play. She's probably my favorite Sparks play just because she's playing huge minutes. She has the safest minutes of any player. Kurt's finally just like the season's lost, like they're not going to the playoffs or anything. He's just playing her a ton of minutes 34, 34, 33, 37, 36. She's been efficient these past 2 games, but the shot attempts are there no matter what. If she gets the peripheral stats, she can put up a really good fantasy day. So I would definitely play her. Like if you're in that range for tournaments, I have no issues going her. Your thoughts on McBride and Chelsea Gray? Not crazy about either of them. Like in that range, like I would rather just play DT. I have more confidence in DT. Like I'm worried the McBride game blows out and she gets limited a little bit. And then Chelsea Gray's just been super inconsistent. I like Diana Taurasi when she plays at home. It's a good matchup against the Aces. She should put up quite a bit of shots. So I would prefer DT over those 2. Yeah, Oni, I don't know. I can't chase that. Like she's just such a volatile player. And I just don't think we need it on a slate like this where there's such clear value below her. One more. Uzan 9K or DT MHA. So 9K. Probably I would just go DT Misha Hines Allen. I don't really love anybody in that 9K range. Like if I was going to play any of them, I don't really want to play Cloud. You can play Cardos. I'm not crazy about it. It would probably be like a Rakia Jackson. But I would rather just play DT, Misha Hines Allen. Kalani Brown or Bantam for that one. Taurasi and Misha Hines Allen or Alicia Gray and Dorka. Alicia Gray and Dorka. Taurasi or Chelsea Gray raw fantasy points. Taurasi. Enrique or Nafisa. I lean Fee like just straight up. If the game's competitive, I think Fee outscores Enrique. Only worry is the potential blowout. Like that's the only worry with that game. If that game blows out, it's very unlikely that Fee outscores Enrique because Enrique is going to play the entire game. So there's some risk in playing Fee over Enrique, but I think Fee's going to come in extremely low owned and makes for a great tournament play. Fantasy projection for Clark and Enrique. Let's look here. You're on FanDuel, so let's see. I have just under just over 44 fantasy points for Caitlin Clark and just under 43 fantasy points for Enrique. So both look really, really good. That game is just going to be crazy. No defense will be played in that game. Boston Howard or Tina. Man, I might go Boston. Like I think she's going to be super, super low owned. Her or Howard. I think it's one of those 2. I think it's Boston or Howard. I love Tina. She's playing big minutes, but I want as much access to this Indy Dallas game as you can get. So I might go Boston. Like this is the type of game where she could go nuts because they're going to run the pick and roll and they're going to bring Big T out to the 3-point line and then she won't be able to chase Boston. So I might go Boston in that one. I'm kind of digging some Aaliyah Boston today. Let's see here. Make sure I don't have anything to change here. Ready to see this ownership, though. That's what I'm most excited to see. Let's look here. Let's see. Shouldn't be too much from this first game. Yeah, I would be surprised if any of them is very popular. I had Fee in a lineup. I'm still debating between her and Enrique. I don't really have a lean. I'm trying to make that decision. It's tough. Clark, Alicia Gray, or Kelsey Mitchell, Enrique. Kelsey Mitchell, Enrique, just to have 2 shares of that game. Let's see. Man, I just know I'm going to choose wrong. Played Fee last game. Got pulled early because of the blowout. I know if I don't play her today, like that game's going to stay competitive, and she's going to absolutely piss nuke. Oh, man, I don't know. All right. I'm going Enrique. Good luck. Everyone that plays Fee, congrats. We have reached lock. Yeah, Fee will guard Angel. Yep. Fee will guard Angel Reese. Yeah, Fee's going to be ridiculously low owned. That's the main reason I was wanting to play her, but I did not. I pushed out. Good college football game on tonight. Should be a ton of fantasy points. So if you guys are college football players, or if your state allows you to play college football, I'm going to work on a little bit of stuff to throw in the Discord for tonight's game. Really excited to watch it, though. Should be fun for people that like watching touchdowns. Yep, I think she's arguably like the best tournament play today. Just like crazy leverage. Like if for some reason Minnesota's game stays competitive and she plays like 36 or 37 minutes, she could play the whole game. Like they may just play her the whole game because they're thin on bigs. And then like Indiana or Dallas, if that game like kind of busts a little, maybe only puts up like a 170 total rather than 185 plus, Fee's going to be the nuts. Like, so that's the reason I was considering playing her. And I come off of it and I'm already upset about it. But I already had Dorka and Misha Hines Allen, so I didn't want to have 3 players from that game. So Dorka 25%, Misha Hines Allen 26%. Those are the only 2 players I have in this game. I have them in both lines. So let's look at some other ownership. Izzy Harrison, 1%. Wnba, 12%. Let's see here. Lindsey Allen, 10%. Bridget Carrollton, 14%. I want to find Fee. There she is, 24%. That's a little bit more than I thought. So that means that one of the forwards for Dallas or Boston's going to be low owned anyway. One of the forwards of Dallas, Satu Sabali or Nat Howard, is going to be really low owned. And that's what I love. Let's see here. Wnba Sabally Hole or Arike Uzin. Oh, man. Safety-wise, it like Hole is a better play than Uzin just because her minutes are a lot safer. Upside, it's probably Arike Uzin. Like straight up upside, like I think Uzin can scratch the surface and put up the same amount of points as Hole does if she gets extended. Arike and Sably, it's straight up like they're going to dominate the usage. So I lean upside play is Arike Uzin, safety is Sably Hole. Like if JC Sheldon starts and plays well, Uzin's minutes are a lot more secure. So or a lot less secure. Sorry. How do you get in the Discord? Hold up just a second. I'll drop a. Let's see here. I will drop the link in the chat. There you go. I just joined right there. Let's see here. Bantam 9% like that. If she hits her shots, she'll hit value 100%. Yep, it's one or the other. Like if the game stays competitive, Nafisa Collier probably finds her way in the optimal because it's highly likely she plays like 36 to 38 minutes, and she could play the entire game because they're super thin on bigs. So I'm going to need that game to blow out. Anytime ownership, yep. Yep. It is. It's a rough one. I mean, Chicago just looks awful. Like they have zero floor spacing. Like when you have Rachel Bantam just throwing up shots, like just to shoot threes for someone on the team to shoot them, it's a problem. And like that's why they need Kennedy Carter. She at least spaces the floor a little bit. She has the threat to dribble and drive. None of the other players do. Then people just drop down on Angel Reese and it's a wrap. So it's pretty rough. Thoughts on Nia Coffey? I'm out. Only 12 minutes last game was the first indicator for me to abandon ship with her. Dorcas smashing, love to see that. Yeah, she's only 25%. I'm super happy with that. People got a little overzealous and did not want to click her. Last question: Boston and Big T or Rakia and Tina? I'm not crazy about Big T. I love the Boston play. Like, I guess I would probably go Boston and Big T and hope Big T gets a few offensive boards and puts them back. That's the upside play is Boston and Big T. I think safety wise, it's Rakia and Tina. It just depends like what your risk tolerance is. Yep. Good. I'm happy Dorca is doing well. So I've got I'm going to be gone tomorrow to the Rangers baseball game tomorrow night. Of course, there's no games tomorrow, but I'll have the YouTube video out for the slate on Tuesday pretty early tomorrow. I'm going to get it done and recorded first thing in the morning before we leave. So I'll have that out, and then I'll be back live Tuesday before lock. So good luck to everybody, and hope to see somebody at the top if it's not me. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.